following is paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network. You're listening to Real Estate Radio Fresno on News Talk 580 KMJ and 105.9 the FM KMJ. Now, live in studio, your host, local real estate expert, Craig Barton.
Good morning, Central California. I'm your host, Craig Barton, and welcome to the Real Estate Radio Network, the most important hour of radio each week here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ. Real Estate Radio is a show dedicated to bringing some rational, yes, I said rational, even though we are considered quirky and not that bright at times, to some rational thought to the crazy world that we live in, and helping you, Central Valley, to rebuild your housing and credit markets. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need a few quirky people to share some information with you on a Sunday morning.
Who would that be?
Yeah, well, that's me and you, and Lisa, and Brent, and Johnny B behind the mics. That's what you're going to hear every Sunday morning from 9 to 10 a.m. right here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ. Thanks so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everyone doing post 4th of July?
I'm a firecracker.
You're a firecracker. You gotta love the play on words. That's Tim O'Hare, our mortgage guy. He's our firecracker in the studio this morning. Hey,
hello there.
Hey, thanks for getting up with us.
Wow.
Tim O'Hare. How is everyone doing with the 1-0 hot it's going to be today?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
Don't you love it?
No.
Run through the sprinklers.
Run through the sprinklers. Hey, it's like that I don't know the commercial, but the guy, it's, I don't know, Geico or something, and he shows up in the yard and he says, no, please don't. And he says, no, I'm going to show you how it's done. And he falls face first on the slip and slide. But the water's not going. Yeah. And then the water starts spraying over the top of him. It's kind of hard to slip.
I love slip and slides.
Yeah?
They're still fun.
That's cheap entertainment.
It really is.
It is.
We're really fortunate. Johnny B behind the mics this morning. Johnny, wave at our audience this morning. That's Johnny B waving. Lisa Casso.
Good morning.
Our client care coordinator with Valley Wide Homes. Tim O'Hare.
Good morning.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good.
Hello, Central Valley.
Good morning. And Brent Riffel.
Good morning.
Convoy of Hope. It's always great to see you, buddy.
Thanks, Greg.
You ought to see the smile. You ought to see the smile on this guy's face. Because it seems like every time we get together, and this time, and yesterday, and just last week, and tomorrow I've got, and it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we're going to talk about, with Development Director Brent Riffel from Convoy of Hope. Really, so for those of you that haven't listened to the show, Brent is a regular contributor to the show. He comes on and talks about, first and foremost, what exactly Convoy of Hope is, in hopes that we can really open your eyes and educate you with regards to really what they do, all the different initiatives that they do have. And we've talked before about success to significance. We've talked about leaving your mark as far as your legacy is concerned. Well, we're going to dig into some other areas about Convoy of Hope. We're going to talk about women's initiatives real briefly. We're going to also talk about, and that's a hot topic globally. We're also going to talk about farmers and really what farmers can do. Did you know, our ag friends here in the Central Valley, that for $261, I don't want this to sound like a telethon, because it's not a telethon.
That's what I was thinking.
For $261, you can actually help start a farming operation and get a farmer started in Haiti, as an example, or El Salvador, as an example, as part of their farming initiative. And I think that's really it's a great topic for us to delve into this morning. So we've got a great show for you. So thanks so much for being with us. Also, happy post 4th of July to everybody. Just say it again. Get it out of the way. The Real Estate Radio Network gives us the opportunity to reach so many people efficiently for 1 full hour each and every week. It is our preferred method of communication. Well, you can call us, too, but it's really...
We like the calls.
We like the phone calls.
Especially the number you give out here.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Call it 11 o'clock at night and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. Our goal with the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market. We are going to share some financial secrets and advice that the big banks in Wall Street don't want you to hear, so we can help bring you back home. On today's show, real estate agents, if you're using a drone as part of your real estate marketing, pay special attention. It sounds so goofy, but I'm telling you right now, the FAA may be calling. A petition drive to divide California into 6 separate states was active on Saturday and Sunday this last week in Los Angeles, aimed at getting the plan to the ballot in 2016. We're just going to chop it all up.
What do you say to that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just shaking my head.
I kind of like it.
And to be young and optimistic about renting versus buying. And someone, Lisa, you're going to like this one. Someone at Ocwen had better limber up their check writing hand.
Oh, yes, that would make me so very happy.
Yeah,
that's all
I don't know. Revenge is not to be ours, but for some reason, this is a sore spot with Lisa. It's very interesting.
Ocwen is my nemesis.
Yes, Ocwen is your nemesis. And as we mentioned, we also have Brent Riffel, the development director for Convoy of Hope, here in the studio this morning to talk about a number of different topics, women's initiatives, farming initiative, to educate our listeners. If you've never listened to one of our shows where we talk about Convoy of Hope, really to talk about all the great things that they do here in the States, from their outreaches locally, to disaster relief here in the United States, Hurricane Katrina, any of the twisters that we've seen, as well as those initiatives, those things that they do internationally, feeding children. It's amazing. So it's always a humbling honor, really, Brent, to have you in the studio, buddy. So make sure you stay with us. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions, or a question that stems from something we talk about today, or maybe it's something about how do I get my credit scores up, or I need an estate planner, or I have questions about life insurance, or let's say I have a question about I'm getting ready to retire and I have a 401k or a 403b, and I really need some help in I've got to roll this money within a certain period of time, and I just need some expertise. Well, our goal here at the Real Estate Radio Network is to really be that resource for you folks, to make sure that we connect you with the right people to get great answers and some really solid advice. Give us a call anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. We'd love to hear from you. Take us with you wherever you go, and listen to us on your smartphone at kmjnow.com. You can also go to our website and check out our sources online. Our resources. Yes. I've got to slow down. That is slow down. Sorry.
Your resources
online at valleywidesells.com. Well, let's take a look at today's hot property. Today's hot property is brought to you by Wynn Home Inspections. Our buddy Bert Wynn does a phenomenal job with home inspections. And I'm telling you what, folks, it is your right to get a home inspection within the first 17 days. And it's so important as far as your due diligence is concerned. This property, this hot property, 2744 East Decatur Avenue in Fresno, 93720. I'm going to tell you this, 1,989 square feet, so just shy of 2,000 square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath home, 9 years young, built in 2005. Features an open floor plan with a separate master suite, so the master suite is on one side of the property. Major cross streets of Willow and Alluvial. This is a Bonadelli home. Clovis North, so Clovis Unified, Clovis North specifically, $289,900. And I will tell you this is a short sale, so again, some short sales are short, other short sales may not be short, right, Lise? But we have a verbal approval from the asset manager at $290,000, so it's very interesting. We've priced it at $289,900, so it is priced to move, and it's priced to move in the eyes of the short sale negotiator as well. Again, if you'd like more information about this hot property, give us a call anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958, and we can even send more information about this specific hot property, or any other property for that matter, right to your phone. Look for more hot properties each week right here on the Real Estate Radio Network. Well, the title of this article, Drone Rangers Slap Realtors with subpoenas. Don't you love the play on words? Drone rangers. Yeah. You know, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has subpoenaed Brown Harris Stevens, a brokerage with offices in New York, the Hamptons, you don't have to say the Hamptons, and Palm Beach, Florida, for information about just exactly how do you folks use drones for marketing purposes on marketing your properties.
Do they open the doors for the clients?
It's...
I see like these little tiny banners.
They deliver a key. You show up out to the house, and all of a sudden, here comes the drone with a 12-pack. And
the Jetsons has now come alive.
The Jetson. Exactly. A spokeswoman for the brokerage said that the FAA had requested, she withheld her name on the condition of anonymity, had requested information through a subpoena on Skypan International, a vendor it uses for aerial photography. So the intent was using it for aerial photography. The brokerage complied with the request, the spokeswoman said. So I have noticed as of late that we've had a couple folks here in the association locally that are utilizing drones for the purposes of really getting a great aerial view, depending upon the property, depending upon how. And it usually works better, I think, with a property that is located, it's got a little land, maybe a couple acres, and you really want to get a good bird's eye view as opposed to just a snapshot.
Right.
From afar.
So something with a little different topography.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is this Big Word Sunday?
I've been studying the dictionary for the last week up until now.
Great. And I have another question on that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is there like a drone rental place here in Fresno?
Well, I don't know. I think we're a little... Is there a drone rental place here in Fresno?
I thought it was right next to your office.
Oh, yeah, really.
But I didn't know.
That's Brent Riffel, development director, pitching our new business at Valleywide. Valleywide Drones. Oh, my gosh.
No, I'm serious. I mean, if I wanted, because, I am very soon going to be a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a drone. Maybe... If I would have known we were going to talk about this, I would have had it.
You're looking for anything, and I say this to you, Lisa, and you're looking for anything that gives you a leg up as far as your competition's concerned. So,
absolutely.
So a drone would just be that.
We'll be looking up Drones R Us when we get back to the office on Monday.
Brent's going to be the CEO of our new Valleywide drone business here. There's a petition that's circling to divide California into 6 separate states. According to the LA Times, venture capitalists. So this is. I think this gentleman Timothy Draper needs to get involved with a Convoy of Hope, or he just needs to. He's already put a couple $1 million into this particular petition, ensuring that the word gets out that he thinks that fractionalizing California or breaking it down into smaller bite-sized chunks will help us to overcome some of the problems that we really suffer from. Obviously.
Who we grouped in with? Tell me that first.
We're our own, aren't we?
Well, Southern California.
Fresno?
Well, no, I think I haven't seen the actual map. It isn't broken down Central California, Southern, Northern, and then...
It is.
Bay Area.
Right.
Yeah.
Southern California, San Diego, Imperial, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties. West California, Los Angeles, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis. Central California, the San Joaquin Valley. East over to the Sierra and to the Nevada line. This would be the poorest state in the nation based on personal income. Silicon Valley
would be
Monterey.
the richest.
What's that?
Would be the richest.
Absolutely. Monterey through San Francisco counties, including most of the Bay Area. This would be the country's richest, exactly.
What would minimum wages go up in that area?
$14. Northern California, Sacramento extending east and west up to the Sierra to Lake Tahoe, and across through the Delta and the Napa wine country to the Marin and the ocean. And then Jefferson, practically everything north of the Oregon border, lots of redwoods, rice paddies, and rivers. It's just so interesting. What Timothy Draper, what he contends is this will help to get California's become one of the worst managed states in the country. And I really don't see how this is going to solve the problem of having an unfunded pension liability of, $84 billion, which Governor Brown is, quote unquote, trying to wrangle in. Spending more than what we take in consistently. I just don't get how that's going to solve the problem. You can't. It's kind of...
I want to know what state Mr. Draper lives in.
Yeah. Well,
I have a guess.
You do you? Silicon Valley?
I mean, I would say, yeah.
I don't think
or
so.
maybe Southern California.
This has been going on for a while, actually.
This is not a new topic. This has been something that's been bandied around for a very, very long time.
Can I also say, why don't we just wait until that day? Because as a 40-something, I've been told my whole life that part of California is going to fall off into the ocean.
I was just going to say
So why don't we wait?
And
then we'll just be 3 more states.
If we keep taking the water out of the aquifers.
I just read a report about that, actually. It's causing more earthquakes.
My kids told me.
Actually, it's not.
My kids are concerned that we're going to sink into the middle of it. I told them, isn't it like Firebar or something?
So Fresno will now be beachfront property.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
And then we'll only need 3 states, Mr. Draper. Right?
Yeah, at that point, it becomes less of an issue. If you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions, or you'd like to ask us some questions
about drones
or the 6 little states that we're going to be carved up into, give us a call anytime. It all starts with one phone call. Call us 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. We do poke fun at a few things here on the show, or at least we try to keep it lively. Take us with you wherever you go and listen to us on your smartphone at kmjnow.com. You can search for your next home at Valley-Wide Sells.
Valley-Wide Sells?
You can. Valley-Wide Sells. The name says it all. Valley-Wide Sells. Well, coming up, as we mentioned, we have Brent Riffel, the development director for Convoy of Hope, here in the studio with us. We're going to take a little more of a serious tone, serious approach, and talking about all sorts of great things that are happening here in the Valley as well as in the world with regards to what exactly Convoy of Hope does. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping you to redefine real estate. That was a dramatic pause, I think.
Looking for a drone.
Looking for a drone. On News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer, at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use press 4 keywords, Arise Solar.
Rick Ransom, a local guy, began his career in mortgage lending in 1989. In 91, he became one of the first reverse mortgage lenders in California. Since that time, he's helped hundreds of seniors with reverse mortgages and other senior-related issues. And he's one of the few in this business who is a CPA.
This is Rick Ransom. Much of what you hear on TV and radio is not altogether true. There is misinformation. A reverse mortgage can help you supplement your retirement, pay off your existing mortgage or credit cards, even purchase a new home. If you're ready for a free face-to-face meeting with someone with 45 years experience in the application process, call me at 221-5355. That's 221-5355. I look forward to meeting with you.
DRE number 513201, NMLS number 240770.
When it comes to investing in wealth management, you can find good counsel from someone at a local office for a Wall Street firm. And if you do well, a main office in New York does well. However, we at Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group offer a very different choice. Our associates offer Wall Street experience from an independent, local company. We answer to you, not New York. Thies & Duker's owners, associates, and staff members live right here. We're your neighbors.
I'm Tom Morgan, a financial consultant with Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group. I recently joined Thies & Duker because I wanted to serve my clients in an independent firm that truly values clients, families, and this community. If that's what you're looking for too, give me a call at 448-8190.
Feel right at home at Thies & Duker. Visit us online at thiesandduker.com. THIESENDUEKER.com.
The consultants at Thies & Duker are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
All it takes is one call to the professionals at Valleywide Homes, and you'll start building wealth in real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing property, let Craig and his team at Valleywide help. There's never been a better time to get into the real estate market. Start the search for your next home by visiting our website at valleywidesells.com or call toll-free 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958, and put the seasoned professionals at Valleywide Homes to work for you.
You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
Well, as I mentioned before the break, we're very fortunate. Again, we have our regular contributor here in the studio with us, Brent Riffel from the Convoy of Hope. It's always great to have you on, Brent.
Thanks, Craig.
Talking about Convoy of Hope real quick, for those listeners that haven't tuned in or heard us, a couple months ago, have you on the show. Real quick, talk to our listeners about Convoy of Hope. Who is Convoy of Hope, and what do they do?
Well, we've been around for over 20 years, and started up in the Sacramento area, and then transferred over to Springfield, Missouri, to be in the middle of the country, so we can touch the lives of people all over the United States, and also across borders into other countries of the world. So now we're in 11 countries, and involved in not only locally community outreaches, helping communities connect to each other in the way of nonprofits, government entities, or different organizations, people coming together to make a significant impact in those communities through church leadership and different things like that, really making an impact in those communities, to also disaster relief. So we're involved in some of the different disasters. I think right now we've fed about 2.5 million meals in the Philippines because of what happened in the Philippines. We've built 100 homes in the Philippines. We're there. We're feeding over 20,000 kids a day in some of the schools there in the Philippines. So not only is it community outreaches, disaster relief, but also we got a feeding program that we're in 11 different countries, feeding 145,000 kids every day, providing them with food and education and clean water, giving them an opportunity to come to school where they didn't have that before. And now they're coming to school, they're getting an education, they're building on dreams, and they're finding hope through what we're doing with Convoy of Hope. And those doors into those feeding programs give us the opportunity to build relationships with the kids, with their parents, and help us move our programming of women empowerment, helping women go to a whole nother level economically, and also working with farmers in those communities as well. So those are some of the open doors that we've found, and we've got over 100,000 kids on our waiting list right now from different organizations, governments that are wanting us to put our feeding program within their schools. And so right now the biggest thing for us at times is it's leadership, getting the right leadership on our team, right, and funding. I mean, we've got 130 people on staff, and that's growing. We had an amazing year last year in 2013, and we're going to have an amazing year this year in 2014. And so it's just, how can we help and do what we need to do with the efficiencies that we have, where we're able to take 90% of every dollar and move it right into the heartbeat of what's going on throughout the world.
There will always be an ever-increasing need for helping others in the developing world.
Right.
Whether it is a farming initiative, whether it's women's initiatives, whether it's just feeding children.
Yeah.
And some of those things, it's very interesting, because when you talk about clean water and the basic staples as far as food is concerned, I'm just going to say it, we're very spoiled.
We
so taking that for granted. In these countries, it is something that the mortality rate, as far as children under a certain age, is extremely high. And you had you had mentioned some stats and given a specific example last time you were in the studio. Yeah. But one of the questions that I got asked after our last show is, and I think it's important, and we want to touch on this, is so why Convoy of Hope and why the Real Estate Radio Network? What's the correlation there? Because giving can take on many faces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and it can, and there's several ways to give. And I think when Craig and I were talking way back in the day, a year and a half ago, we were talking about what people are able to give in the way of assets and those clunky gifts that a lot of organizations, 80-90% of organizations in the country, don't know how to handle, where we're able to handle those type of clunky gifts. Let's look at...
You're a clunky gift expert.
Yeah,
clunky gift expert?
You got clunky gifts. You got real estate. Well, what am I going to do with this property that I don't really want? Or what am I going to do with this house that really the kids don't want, that I wanted to transfer through my estate, but I don't know, they don't even want it. So am I going to transfer it? Is that going to be a part of my estate where I may get taxed on that, or can I transfer it off? So, I'm working with people that have pieces of property, 25 pieces of property, or people that have a house up in the hills that they're looking, or a cabin up in the hills that they're looking to get rid of, or wanting to do something with, that they can then make a bigger difference in the world by how they give it and by what they give it to. And
it's all about leverage.
How can we leverage that? How can we help them do that? And I think that's the big piece of why Craig and I, why we started talking in the first place. How can we help you as our listeners do something significant with the assets that you have that may be hard to get rid of, but let's talk through it and figure out how we can make that happen.
Because there is a way.
There's a way. There's a way to give it. There's a way to make a difference with it. And so I've got people that have transferred millions of dollars off to their kids already, but also I've got people that are saying, hey, I just really want to give this away.
Right.
And I want to do something that will make a difference in the world instead of just sell it, and I don't need the money. I just need to do something different with it. I think it would be a better legacy for us as a family if we were to make this gift and help other people while we're doing it instead of retain it.
So through giving and through, let's say, the gifting of real estate, let's talk specifically about what are some of Convoy of Hope's needs?
Well, when it comes to needs, I've been shooting emails back and forth all the time, just working on putting those different pieces together. And some of the needs right now that we've got, not only within our community outreaches all over the country, being able to fund a community outreach, which last year we did 37 of those. Those are $45,000 a piece to be able to pull off. And so being able to have the funding to do something like that, to be able to have the funding to provide for a farmer, to provide seed, the tools, the resources and access to an agronomist, folks like that, where we can take $261 and make a difference in that farmer's life, giving them the opportunity to increase their income significantly, to be able to provide for their kids, provide food, not just for us it's the ice cream or everything else or the iPods, but it's providing them with the necessity of food or even a water filter and clean water, where 4,000 kids die every day because of bad water. They're drinking water. Every cup is a suicide note. How do we eliminate those suicide notes and provide kids with clean water so they don't have to worry about getting sick and dying? Those are some of the pieces that we can get behind. And I think with our ag initiative right now, we're working on our ag initiative right now, and we've got 400 farmers that we need to get through our program within our next two seed cycles in Haiti. One is in August and the other is in November. And to be able to move 400 farmers through that program is $261 a farmer. So you're looking at $104,000 to be able to provide the resources to give them seed, to give them coaching, training, and help them make a difference. So for our listeners, if that's something that you can make a tangible gift to help those folks with, that would be phenomenal.
So from farmers here to farmers in Haiti or in the Philippines, making a difference is one of those things that you can relate to. We are not without our own problems. Obviously, water has been
water's a big deal.
Huge issue here in the Central Valley. But give us an example of maybe a success story that you've experienced with regards to farmers here, and just really feeling called upon to help and make a difference for farmers in Haiti.
Well, I had a recent couple that I started talking with a while back. It was 6 months ago, and they came to me and said, we can go on vacations all over the world, but it would really be neat if we could do something that we can make a difference in other people's lives. And instead of taking that extra trip a year, what if we were to take that extra trip and go somewhere else and also be able to help people in a significant way? That couple just recently made their second gift that provided for 100 of those farmers. And it was a $26,100 gift to provide for 100 of those farmers. And the comment was made, I can either do this out of obligation, or I can take this as an opportunity. And he says, I want to take this as an opportunity. My wife have decided that we want to make this gift to invest in 100 of those farmers. Well, I went and recently pulled a list of all the names of the farmers that we've worked with over the past several months. And we've worked with over 600 farmers. And I've got an Excel spreadsheet file of all 600 of those farmers by name, men and women. Seeing that list was significant because it showed a name, a life, a family, the kids behind that person's name that we are able to make a difference in and help them walk through workshops, help provide them with seed, give them the training in economics and business management that they're going to need, talk to them about sales and marketing, talk about all those different pieces that they can do something that would make a difference. And what Convoy of Hope did last year is we not only had them, in walking through those workshops, donate back to us, but we were also able to buy a portion, and I say a portion because that's important, a portion of that crop back from them, where they were able to then go market the rest of it or retain seed for next year or push it back into their own communities.
To be self-sustaining.
Are most of those farmers a family operation?
It is. It's plot farming. I mean, it really is. It's about 2.5 acre plots that they're able to farm off of.
So they're building up the family traditions too.
They are, It's the first time where they've got their kids out helping them and providing for their needs in helping coach them into the training world, into the farming world as well. So just last year, there were 1.26 million meals that were given back or purchased back by those farmers that went right back into our feeding programs in Haiti. And we're about to launch our programming in Tanzania and some other countries as well, back in Ethiopia and some different countries. So it's increasing. It's El Salvador is another place where we're tapping into right now, and just brought on another agronomist in El Salvador to train and equip people in the same way. So for $261, where I don't know where you could do that here in the Central Valley, but if you can, please let me know. Please give me a call and let me know, because I would love to know how we could do that for $261 and move someone into the farming industry.
You can't even get a drone for that.
So, no. Like any good comedian, you bring it full circle to me.
So we talk about the water issue, and the water issue is a big deal. I know a lot of farming guys that are struggling with this deal, and at the same time, where yes, we're paying a lot of money to pump water out of the ground. We're concerned about what's going on. We need more water. At the same time, the crops that just came off of our fields in almonds or raisins this last year, we can leverage that money in a significant way and make a significant difference in other countries to help feed this ag issue and feeding issue throughout the world, and we can do that very efficiently and effectively through Convoy of Hope. And that's why I think over the last it's been 11 years now that we've received a 4-star rating through Convoy of Hope and Charity Navigator, who rates organizations. That it's our 11th consecutive year of being a 4-star organization, and less than 1% of all organizations throughout the country fall into that category.
When you say 90% of every dollar that is raised, that is huge. Yeah. And that's amazing as far as efficiency is concerned. So when we come back from our break, would you talk about two things: women's initiatives, and then secondarily talk about Feed One real quick?
Yeah, okay, that sounds great.
Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions, or let's say it's a question about something that we are talking about this morning, specific maybe even to Brent, give us a call anytime, 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. Take us with you wherever you go, if you dare. And listen to us on your smartphone at kmjnow.com. I don't know if they really want to. And you can also check out our resources online and listen to past shows from the Real Estate Radio Network by going to our website. You can also search for your next home at valleywidesells.com. Well, again, after the break, we are going to continue our conversation with Brent Riffel, the Development Director for Convoy of Hope here in the Central Valley. Brent's going to talk to us about women's initiatives as well as one of their programs called Feed One. Make sure you stay with us. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network, helping you to redefine real estate here on News Talk 580 and 105.9. KMJ.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.us for more info. That's realestateradio.us.
Have you ever thought about going solar? It's never been easier to go solar than with a SunPower lease. You'll start saving money the very first day. Arise Solar has a team of energy consultants ready to help you determine if going solar is right for you. Start taking control of your energy costs. Contact Arise Solar, your local SunPower Elite dealer at 449-8989. That's Arise Solar at 449-8989. Or use press 4 keywords, Arise Solar.
Rick Ransom, a local guy, began his career in mortgage lending in 1989. In 91, he became one of the first reverse mortgage lenders in California. Since that time, he's helped hundreds of seniors with reverse mortgages and other senior-related issues. And he's one of the few in this business who is a CPA.
This is Rick Ransom. Much of what you hear on TV and radio is not altogether true. There is misinformation. A reverse mortgage can help you supplement your retirement, pay off your existing mortgage or credit cards, even purchase a new home. If you're ready for a free face-to-face meeting with someone with 45 years experience in the application process, call me at 221-5355. That's 221-5355. I look forward to meeting with you.
DRE number 513201, NMLS number 240770.
When it comes to investing in wealth management, you can find good counsel from someone at a local office for a Wall Street firm. And if you do well, a main office in New York does well. However, we at Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group offer a very different choice. Our associates offer Wall Street experience from an independent, local company. We answer to you, not New York. Thies & Duker's owners, associates, and staff members live right here. We're your neighbors.
I'm Tom Morgan, a financial consultant with Thies & Duker Financial Consulting Group. I recently joined Thies & Duker because I wanted to serve my clients in an independent firm that truly values clients, families, and this community. If that's what you're looking for too, give me a call at 448-8190.
Feel right at home at Thies & Duker. visit us online at thiesenduker.com. THIESENDUEKER.com.
The consultants at Thies & Duker are registered representatives with and securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC.
All it takes is one call to the professionals at Valleywide Homes, and you'll start building wealth in real estate. Whether you're looking for your first home, moving up, or your next income-producing property, let Craig and his team at Valleywide help. There's never been a better time to get into the real estate market. Start the search for your next home by visiting our website at valleywidesells.com or call toll-free 800-979-3958. That's 800-979-3958. And put the seasoned professionals at Valleywide Homes to work for you.
You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with local expert Craig Barton. Now, here's Craig.
If you
when you're talking about farming, it sounded similar to a cow in the pasture.
Who was that?
That was Johnny. Johnny B behind the mics.
Making a Cheeto move?
Nom, nom. No, nom, nom.
Nom, nom.
There you go. Well, as we, for those of you that have just joined us, we've been speaking with Brent Riffel, the Development Director for the Convoy of Hope here in the Central San Joaquin Valley. Brent's reach is much farther than the Central Valley. His expertise might be here, and his network might be here, but Brent gets around. Haiti, El Salvador, you name it. Or it could be Kansas City for all we know. Right. Yep. So, Brent, we talked about agricultural initiatives. Tim, did you have a question regarding the?
Yeah, my question was how long the program takes to put one of the farmers through to get them qualified. I guess is the.
Yeah, We'll gather names of people that want to go through our program down in Haiti, and that program is a 3-month intensive. So they're learning all the different aspects of farming, from soil management to planting, yield increase, pesticide issues, and so those different pieces are taken care of over a 3-month period. After that 3-month period of training and providing them with seed, we've got agronomists on the ground helping them through that whole process, and then after that planting cycle, they'll have access to our workshops indefinitely. So they have the ability to come pop back in and learn more, grow more, and so we've seen the production double over the past 2 years. We started this 3 years ago, and just because of the workshops, we've seen production in 2012 go from 22 pounds per hectare all to up to 40 pounds of beans per hectare, which is a huge increase just because of training. And you would have never thought, that would be some of the case. But last year we had 400 farmers that we polled, and of those 400 farmers, were able to see a 250% increase in yield because of what we've done to help them.
It goes a long way to meeting the demands of the population, number one, because otherwise folks are going to go unfed.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line. And when you look into those countries, it's heart-wrenching. You don't realize. I have images in my head right now of kids that we walked into their homes and they had just a little half baggie of food sitting on top of their bin that they put their corn in, and their corn bin is empty, and all they have at the top of their corn bin is a little sandwich baggie filled with rice and beans, and that's all they had. And you just you walk away and you can't put that together in your head. It just doesn't work. And so what are they, how are they going to get food the next day? How are they going to get food the rest of the week? I mean, it's a struggle every day just to find food. And that's why a lot of those kids don't go to school. They're trying to find food and beg or do whatever they can, helping in the gardens or whatever, working to find food because their family needs the food. And so why am I going to go to school if I can't even eat? So that's why a big part of it is, and then moving into what you shared earlier was Feed One. Right. How can we make a difference in one kid's life? It sure has changed the way I write my thank you notes. My thank you notes now are, I want to say thank you for making an impact in these kids' lives, because Feed One is for $10 a month. We can feed a kid for a whole month, provide them with an education and clean water for $10 a month. That's how efficient we're able to be. And we're partnering with schools all over these countries, knowing that those kids are provided with an education, but knowing that, some of those schools had 150 kids going to that school. Now they're at 900 kids going to that school because we put a feeding program in that school, and it's attracting kids.
Kids are getting fed.
They want food, and the parents are all about it. Right. Get our kids to go to school so they can get fed.
It's a multidimensional
We don't have to worry about it. Yeah, and that's a big deal, and they're getting an education along with it. So Feed One was a big initiative, and that really came out of Mother Teresa. If you can't feed 100, feed one.
Well, it's interesting also, when I was on your Facebook page this week, there is a young gal that was talking specifically about her company and saying just exactly that. If we can collectively, for $10 a month, feed one, what could we do as a collective? In other words, what could our entire company do? So their commitment was that they were going to, our company and our coworkers were all going to commit to $10 a month. And you might think, really perspective, it's amazing.
Don't go to Starbucks a couple times.
Oh my gosh, easily.
Yeah.
But just think of
twice.
Yeah, think
sorry,
of the ground.
Starbucks. I didn't mean to.
No, but that's right. That's $120 a year. So in some of my thank you notes, it's now thank you for sponsoring, with your whatever $5,000 gift or $1,000 gift or whatever it was. You just sponsored 12 kids, or you just for a whole year.
But you have to make it real like that, because that makes it more tangible.
Yeah, it's how can we? That is huge. That is a big deal that we can do that kind of thing. So people that are making gifts of $10,000 or $100,000. One guy said, "You know what? I've got the capacity where $10,000 a month. I want to be supporting kids."
Wow.
And so he's giving $10,000 a month, $120,000 a year to support 1,000 kids. That's a big deal.
So let's talk about women's initiatives.
Yeah. Women's initiatives going on in Ethiopia. That's a big part of where we've started. We started that on May 18th. I just found this out this morning. May 18th, 2010. And we had a grant that we were wanting to take 96 women through a Women's Empower initiative. We put all the pieces together. We put the workshop together. It's really a 1-year commitment to walk through that process. And in that year, we ended up taking 940 ladies through that initiative when we were looking initially at doing and working with 96. And so it was made a significant impact. Obviously the funding that we had got and received in that was also increased because of the other partners that we brought on board. So, but in 4 years in Ethiopia alone, we've taken 2,000 women through our Women's Empowerment Initiative. And what that really looks like is we're not only working with teenage girls, helping them in their situations, but we're talking 50% of those women are HIV positive. 50% of those women make less than $1 a day. Wow. So taking those women and saying, hey, let's help you with emotional health. Let's talk to you about micro enterprise. Let's talk about physical health for women. Let's talk about hygiene and just being able to wash your hands and the health concerns that will avoid. Literacy, numeracy, financial literacy. The list goes on of working with women to help them in their financial and entrepreneurial leadership, helping them find a business, launching that business, something that they're passionate about, and helping them grow in a way where they're able to help provide food for their families and become a woman in the community that is respected. And respect is a big deal when it comes to these other countries. It's made a significant impact in those lives. And so we said, well, what's the criteria? What are we looking for in the area of the women that we're wanting to try to engage in this initiative? And we're looking for 2 of 5 different elements. 1, they need to be the head of the household. 2, they need to be unemployed. So we're not looking for women that are already making money. We're looking for women that are actually unemployed or making less than $1 a day. The other element is to be able to work with women that have kids that are under the age of 5. So that's another piece of the criteria. And then those that are pregnant. How can we help them take their life to a whole nother level? Of those women, we have seen a 240% increase in income into those women. And those women not only are part of this program, but we also encourage them to give their money back because we provide them with $350 in startup capital per woman to get their business off the ground, and we help them according to their strengths and their giftedness launch their businesses. So with that 240% increase in income, we want them to give money back into helping launch other women. And so they've, in our different countries, we've helped them create, if you will, their own credit unions.
Oh, wow.
And be able to put money back into the pot so they can go ahead and start loaning out that seed capital for other women that are coming through our program as well and making it self-sustainable as well. So it's been phenomenal what we're seeing happen. In Tanzania, we've got 75 women that are now a part of the program. In El Salvador, 120 women. We just are starting in the Philippines, and we had 10 women go through. It was a highly successful venture. And we're looking at increasing that significantly this next year, starting Bible studies with some of those women. In fact, that was one of the deals. We weren't offering Bible studies. The women were asking for Bible studies. Can we start learning about the Bible, about who are you guys? What are you guys doing here? How is this all working? And when we share just a little bit briefly of what's going on, they want to be involved in what's happening. So how do we increase those numbers, and how do we make a more significant impact? And so each one of those women, it costs about $1,000 to take one of those women through our program, providing $350 of seed capital, but it's really a 1-year program. So for our listeners that are, as a woman, or even some of our men that are looking at this going, wow, what an investment. To make a $1,000 investment into the life of a woman and helping them go to another level, we're seeing some exciting results. So it's gonna continue. And so in those different countries, we're looking at Nicaragua. In 2014, we've got a $15,000 need to be able to take 15 women through our program, and we're looking to increase that this next year to anywhere between $25,000 to $50,000 needed to be able to increase and grow those programs. We've got some great staff on board and great people that are just loving working with these women and seeing great things happen. So those are some of the different initiatives, from Feed One to women's empowerment to agriculture. Great things happening, and we are just on a roll of increasing in all levels. sales, and we've increased in numbers every year since we've started. We haven't had a down year, but we've increased in giving and in blessing the lives of people everywhere.
It's interesting when he says, again, I kind of piggyback on the statement that I made earlier when he says, well, last week, and then there was this meeting, and really, you have to ask the question, where from here? I mean, really, where from here? So if any of our listeners really, if for whatever reason we're tugging on their heartstrings and they just want more information, you can go to convoyofhope.org. You can go to Vimeo and search Convoy of Hope. Yep. And there are some amazing, if you're not moved, then you're probably deceased because there are any number of videos there from outreach videos to disaster help videos, stories that will really tug on your heartstrings. If you'd like additional information or you'd like to start up a conversation with Brent and just say, okay, here's my circumstances, you can give in many different ways. You can give, obviously, the gift of prayer. You can also give gifts of your time. If it's an outreach that it really calls on you, that you want to be there and do something for other folks that really are less fortunate. And there's tons of different need there. You can also give financially, or you can also give the gift of real estate as well.
That's right.
Brent can help to connect the dots there because in most instances, obviously, your estate and the taxes involved with your estate, it can be pretty significant. Where leveraging that means gifting now and really structuring things the right way that you can get the biggest or the greatest leverage for the asset that you have right at the moment. So that's the most important part. So if someone does have a question for Brent, give Brent a call. You can reach Brent direct at 559-908-9527. Again, 559-908-9527. Again, if you have any real estate or mortgage-related questions or a question about what we shared with you here this morning on the show, it all starts with one call. Give us a call anytime. 800-979-3958. Again, that's 800-979-3958. Take us with you wherever you go. Listen to us right now on your smartphone at KMJ Now. Lisa always chuckles when I say, take us with you wherever you go. Yeah, we'll just hop in the trunk, shut the lid, and
we're a lot of fun.
And we're a lot of fun. We are. You can also check out our resources online and listen to past shows of the Real Estate Radio Network by going to valleywidesells.com. Once again, a big thank you to Brent Riffel, Development Director from Convoy of Hope. Brent, thanks so much, buddy. It's always really a pleasure having you here in the studio. And again, if you have questions direct for Brent, please give him a call, 559-908-9527. Again, 559-908-9527. Again, also special thank you to Miss Lisa Casso.
Thank you.
Client Care Coordinator with Valley Wide Homes. Thanks for being here. Tim O'Hare.
Firecracker Tim today.
Firecracker Tim to you today. Firecracker Tim says thank you.
That was good stuff.
It was really good stuff. And also a big thank you to Johnny B behind the mics. Johnny, you always do such a great job of making us, if I would stop rushing, no, it's funny because a couple weeks ago I said, Johnny, you slowed the show down when after he taped it and sent it to me. And I said, I sound really slow. My wife said, that's not you. She says, you sound like you're on something. Yeah, no. Our goal with the Real Estate Radio Network is to get you, our listeners, the timely and accurate truth about your local real estate market. We're going to tell you some secrets that the big banks in Wall Street don't want you to hear, so we can help bring you back home. Don't forget to tune into the Real Estate Radio Network next Sunday at 9 a.m. here on News Talk 580 and 105.9 KMJ. Local news, local talk. Make it a great day, Central California, and we will see you next week.
The preceding is paid for by the Real Estate Radio Network.